Over the last few days, I've had conversations around the same question at least 3 times with a friend at dinner, on a hangout with Jason Weiser, and in the 30-day online visibility challenge program. How do I start building my platform, otherwise known as audience? Hi, I'm Denise Wakeman, your host and guide to better visibility on the web. You're listening to an occasional added feature on the Adventures in Visibility podcast, where I answer questions you ask. If you have a question about how to create better visibility for you and your business, go to denisewakeman.com, ask Denise. Again, that's denisewakeman.com/ask Denise to record your question. Now for today's question. How do I start building my platform? Platform, audience, tribe, community, followers. Without them, it's nearly impossible to stand out and get your message heard. Committing the time and effort to building your platform increases your visibility, guaranteed. Visibility equals opportunity. Or, as Michael Hyatt, author of Platform, Get Noticed in a Noisy World, says, the number one benefit a platform gives to you is options. You may have specific outcomes in mind for your work, and I urge you to be open to the options and opportunities you never dreamed of that can also occur as a result of having more visibility. So where do you start? Let's assume you've done the pre-work and figured out the big picture of what you want to accomplish with your business, or book, app, film, product, service, cause. You're clear on your core message, you've done your research, and know the demographics of the audience you want to find and connect with, and your goal is to build a platform so when the time is right, you have an audience of loyal fans who want what you're offering. Again, that could be your book, app, film, product, service, cause, etc. Before you start running around and searching for your fans, you need to put your foundation in place. You may have much of this done already. If so, then make sure each element is up to date and optimized to tell your story and convert prospects to leads to buyers. If you don't have your foundation in place, then there are 5 essential elements you'll want to make sure you have in place for your visibility plan. The first is your blog. The second, email management system. Number 3 is an opt-in or landing page. Number 4, again, you need to know your audience. Number 5, set up and complete your social profiles. All that needs to be done before you start building your audience. So you can see from what's necessary to have in place, there are many steps to getting ready to receive your fans. I don't mean to gloss over the work required, but for the purposes of this content, I'm focusing on the external parts of your platform that need to be built versus the foundational pieces you must have in place if you're doing any type of business on the web. The next piece is that you need to pick your social networks. Your foundation, or home base, is ready for your visitors. Now it's time to get in front of the people you want to attract. Rather than diluting your efforts, pick a maximum of 2 social networks to focus your time and energy, at least in the beginning. Realistically, your audience is concentrated on just a few of the networks anyway, especially if your thing is focused on a specific niche. For an example of how I might guide a client at this point, let's take a look at my friend who is a filmmaker. While he's made films in a couple of genres, his passion is really in science fiction. To find people who love sci-fi, he'll head over to Facebook first and search for groups and pages with lots of sci-fi fans. Let's start with a wide search on the term science fiction to see what comes up, then we can drill down. When you do that search on science fiction, the keyword science fiction, what comes up is a page with over 2 million likes, so we know there's an audience on Facebook. As you scroll down on that page, you will see a list of your friends who like sci-fi, as well as a list of related pages and groups, and that's where you'll want to dig in. Now, depending on my friend's sci-fi niche, I'd advise him to check out some of the pages and like them. So for example, if he wants to start connecting with the 1.2 million fans on the sci-fi TV page, Then he would also like that page and make sure he's getting notifications about new posts. The tactic then would be to like and comment on posts and to share content to his own profile or page. Why? Because he wants to establish himself as knowledgeable about science fiction TV, movies, and probably literature as well. By sharing those interests and sources of great sci-fi content, my friend's followers will begin to see him as the go-to guy for all things sci-fi. My recommendation is to find 4 or 5 pages with big followings and start paying attention, engaging on those pages. The more active you are, the more visibility you'll be building. In the meantime, in addition to curating content from other sources, he'll be posting his own content on his own page. And this is where many people get overwhelmed. What to post? I hear that a lot. I don't know what to post. So here's what to post on your Facebook page. Be mindful of only posting content about your own thing. Naturally, you want people to know about your thing, and you need to remind them of its existence from time to time, but not all the time. So what's a filmmaker to do? Let's brainstorm a bit about topics he could post on his page to build rapport and engagement with his fans. First, there's a multitude of questions he could ask. For example, what's your favorite sci-fi film or book, TV show, author, filmmaker? Who's your favorite character? Which feature film do you want to see win the Best Picture Oscar? If you could make a sci-fi movie, what would it be about? He could also post quotes from well-known or obscure movies and ask his fans to guess who said them. Then, when it is time to mention his own film, for example, from time to time, what can he talk about? He could post things about, for example, like, what are you working on right now? When do you anticipate its release? What are the struggles you face getting it made? Who's starring in the film? Why are you making the film? How did you choose your subject? Where is it showing? Who wrote the screenplay? Where can a fan see it? How does it relate to your other work? You get the idea. You can't stop there, though. Don't just drop a post and then disappear. Social is about building relationships with your audience. Make sure you respond and interact with the people who comment. When a fan asks or answers a question, acknowledge it. So schedule, say, 30 minutes a day to post and engage. It's not much to ask if you expect people to make a financial commitment to you. Buy your film, buy your book, invest in your product, etc. Your fans and followers are looking for connection and acknowledgement. They want to be seen and heard as much as you want them to see and hear your message. Which brings me to a quote that I saw a while back on Chris Brogan's blog. Most humans want this. The Zulu say sawubona as a greeting. It translates to, I see you. I recognize that you are there. It's a powerful want for a lot of us to be seen and to be heard. Okay, so that's where you start with Facebook. What's next? Where else do sci-fi fans hang out? I'd suggest checking for communities on Google Plus next, and then repeat the the Facebook tactics to finding and engaging with folks. Finally, I'd suggest doing a few hashtag or keyword searches on Twitter to see what kind of conversations people are having on that topic. Start following people who are actively talking about sci-fi, and again, comment and retweet their content. The steps above create the first stages of your platform. I understand it can feel overwhelming. I get it. There are a lot of things you can do to create more visibility. However, if you start with small steps, as I've outlined, work them consistently for a few months to see what kind of response you get, it doesn't have to take a lot of time. Schedule 30 minutes a day. That's all. If you work 5 days a week on your visibility plan, that's a mere 2.5 hours a week to build your audience. Start small and work up to more time, and then layer on more social sites as you get comfortable with the process. Keep your eyes on the prize. I know you are passionate about your art and your business. It is your gift to the world, and there are people who want what it is that you're creating. They yearn for your message. Start small and focus on building layer by layer. There will be time down the road for you to add other forms of rich media to your visibility plan. You don't need to do it all at once. So just to recap here for quickly, 1, pick 2 social sites to start building your fan base. 2, find pages, groups, communities, and people to connect with in your niche on those sites. 3, decide what type of content you enjoy creating the most. Could be text, video, audio, images. Pick 1 to 2 forms of content to focus your energy on that won't drain you. Keep it simple. And number 4, post and engage 30 minutes a day. Sharing your message and art with the world often becomes your life's work. Giving up is not an option. Take it one step at a time and you will get there. So I invite you to commit to doing these steps for 90 days and let me know what happens, okay? If you're feeling bold, declare your intention to a 90-day commitment in the comments. Okay, if you'd like to discuss the specific steps for building your foundation and online platform, let's talk. Go to mentorwithdenise.com to schedule a strategy session, and we'll discuss a specific plan based on where you are now, where you want to be, and how you'll get there. In the famous words of Dr. Seuss, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Thanks for joining me on this quick episode of Ask Denise on Adventures in Visibility. To subscribe to the podcast, please go to adventuresinvisibilitypodcast.com. If you have a question about online visibility or social marketing that you'd like me to answer on the show, go to denisewakeman.com/askdenise. Till next time, have an adventurous day.